Oh snap! Did I go live? I guess I did. I just want to talk boxing. What is going on with 2025 with the sport of boxing? A lot of changes have happened, and I have not spoke about it on my own accord. So I figured I'd go ahead and do it. So we're going to go ahead and start off noticing that most of the major platforms are now on the zone, and Turkey Al Sheikh has a 13% stake in the zone. So that basically means when you got Queensbury, um, Golden Boy, most likely soon to be Top Rank with Matchroom, Salidas Promotions, and all the other smaller outfits, mostly on the zone. Um, Now, one thing we'll say is, as an American fan, there are less people with the zone than there are, I would say, internationally, because internationally they carry more of the sports. Yes, it's that Stephen Brimley. That's my brother E3. What's up? Um, and knowing that is going on, there is only really one platform that is not basically a part, and that's PBC. And a lot of us don't know where the next moves with PBC is other than the upcoming cards. But going forward in the future, what do we expect to see out of the programming we get from boxing? So if you are a fan of boxing, I will just tell you this, all of you guys will probably basically have to have the zone. The zone, if you get it on a yearly subscription, will cost you, I think, $29.99 or $24.99 if I'm not mistaken. I'm on old plan. So um if you get it monthly, I think it's 30. If you get it, within a annual, you do get a discount. But that's where almost all boxing will be. So that is what is factual in 2025 that we know. We do still have the Amazon platform, which has PBC, which we have Benavidez versus Morrell coming up on February the 1st, which is going to be a good fight. Now we'll talk about price points and stuff like that of the fights if you want to see them. Turkey is definitely the face of boxing. If you want to put a face of boxing on, I, I mean, what you want me to tell you, E3? What do you want me to tell you, my brother? I mean, he every single part of boxing for the most part is on the zone. He has a 13% stake in the zone. He's making sure certain fights is coming up. So we'll see what happens as we continue. Um, the fights start off slow in the year. You mean I don't listen? I just said at that moment in time. I didn't say it wasn't going to happen. Who said I wasn't listening? I was just saying for that moment in time. I mean, it looked like it was going to be inevitable regardless. Um, so just so you know, people that are casual fans of boxing, if you happen to watch this or anybody pulls up at any point in time, boxing is getting closer to having a UFC model in a sense where everything's in one place, and that's what I'm kind of talking about. Just to, if anybody wants to watch boxing, where you're going to be able to catch boxing from in the particular places, this is what's going on for 2025. That's what I'm talking about. So before I continue with that, I'll go ahead and talk about the smaller things. And so things that you should be watching, like Pro Box gives a lot of mid-tier guys their opportunity, like Lamont Roach is fighting Tank Davis, right? And his last fight was on Pro Box. And if you go to your Pro Box, they have the app, which I have the app, or you can be able to watch it on YouTube, and the stuff is free. So I think anybody that want to watch boxing, you should all be subscribed to Pro Box. That's number one. Um, I don't know. Everybody said PBC is done, right? Most people think PBC. I mean, you think about it, they only did 5 shows for 2024. Only 5 shows. Are they done? I don't think so, but the impact that they will have will not be the same. It won't be a 2016 but I always have felt that at the top end of doing big fights, they did the big fights well. But we got Turkey now, and he does the big fights better. He puts on the bigger fights. So um, let's go through some of the fights that's coming up. Um, the first, fight that has some relevancy of some degree would be on the 25th of January, which would be Pacheco versus Stone Cold Steve Nelson. Pacheco is an up and coming fringe contending prospect who has skills And this is his opportunity to be in position at 168 pounds of super middleweight, which is for Canelo Alvarez's title. They'll be next in line, whoever actually wins this fight. Stone Cold Steven Nelson is part of Terrence Crawford's team. This is his first time headlining a card in the sense where it's just him. So there's a lot of interesting factors for this fight. Nelson looked really good in his last fight. Pacheco was solid, did his work. The youth is on Pacheco's side. This is Nelson's shot. This is Nelson's shot. And Nelson is a good sleeper pick right now, and I rock with Nelson. You know, I do. I can't lie. The designs he did for Bull with the fishnet was crazy. And he hasn't had that opportunity, but the man is good in the ring. He gets busy, and he's going to be a big guy. His last fight, he was 168. He came in at 193, so that size could play a role. So many factors in that fight. It's going to be pretty interesting. Jose Benavidez is the trainer for Pacheco, and he has a full plate as well. So how much is he going to be to fully dedicate making sure the game plan for Pacheco solid, and the fact that Bomac has all resources on deck. There's no Terrence Crawford fight. I mean, Keyshawn is fighting soon, but I mean, that's, a couple weeks down the line. So, hey, what's up, Gold? How you doing, my brother? You up? I hope y'all moving around, making it happen. I just figured I wanted to talk. Yeah, trigger time. But this is mine. So I'm chilling. I'm just chilling, just talking the boxing, just giving the news, breaking down what's up and coming and what we can expect in boxing. That's all I'm doing. I ain't doing the rah-rah shit. But back to what I was talking about. Having Bomac in his side, in his corner, fully focused is going to be an interesting tidbit in regards to that fight. So if you're looking for a fight that's going to be on the zone, obviously, that is the first bigger fight that I feel like the excitement will boil, and it's an interesting fight. It's going to be good. So Pacheco versus Soko. If you look at my the image of the screen, that's like a lot of the cards is coming up for the next month. And I'm trying to go off the top and remember all the fights. I might miss one. We do have a boxer show. This Zine versus Lipinets. And then, Lipinets has been a French contender. A lot of people, that's your step-up fight. You beat Lipinets, you take the next step. So if Zine beat Lipinets, he takes the next step. That's a fight that's on Boxer. I believe that is the week after. A little lighter week. I might be wrong. I think that's on the 14th. Yeah, because we got a lot of action. going on. Steve Carpenter, you stupid. You stupid, yeah. Y'all know y'all gonna be messing with me, right? I love y'all know. I love y'all off the hook. But so then we got Benavidez and Morrell. And the key component is both of these gentlemen are at 175. They both had one fight in. They're both interim titleless. The winner could have the opportunity to face the winner of Bivol and Beterbiev, which I'll talk about in a minute. That's the last crescendo, which is the best card of them all. Go T Thrillers. You stupid fish. Y'all gonna make me lose my focus because y'all funny as hell. What up, Nash? What up, Nash? Oh man, I got to see these are I got the people that I really appreciate the most that does this boxing talk. So what up to everybody that's pulled up, the few people that's pulled up, because I just decided to talk boxing for a change. I said, why not, before I go to sleep. So we got Golden, you got Big Fish, Mark Nash. Yeah, I said it, E3. You know what I mean? These brothers love the sport of boxing and understand the sport of boxing to a pretty high degree, we would like to say. So losing my train of thought, but I had to give a love of y'all for just pulling up in the first place. But looking at this Benavidez and Morrell fight. So neither fighter was at their best at their 175 fight. Morrell had difficulties making adjustments. Hot Rod really made it difficult for him, but Hot Rod kind of fought in a way to survive. But it's just that it just didn't seem like he had any answers. He just didn't do anything that told me that in adversity, those adjustments would come easy to him. So that's a concern for Morrell. My concern for Benavidez, though, his strength was his weaknesses last fight. He did what he did at the beginning. throwing them combinations, landing them shots. But none of those punches seem to phase of his opponent, if we want to be honest here. And so, the punching power is going to be a question because I've always seen him as a cumulative puncher. But now that he's at 175, does that power even weaken more? And then his stamina took a hit, and that's his number one strong suit. His stamina is what is great about Benavidez. Everything else to me is cool, but his engine has been a thing of marvel. But the last fight, we saw fatigue. Hey, I don't know. That fight right there, I have Benavidez because of the experience, but Morrell has the right style to be able to beat Benavidez. But does he have the experience and the ability to execute his style to be able to beat Benavidez? I think if Morrell was to win, he has to catch Benavidez early. I think if it gets deep waters, I think the experience and having those rounds for Benavidez in the tank is going to play a major role in the fight. But we will see. You really got to practice on the good nights. This is spar. Yo, I'm seeing what y'all talking about. You have David by KO. Ooh, Golden. That's a bold statement there. I feel you. Are y'all talking about getting on your PS5 undisputed? Oh, you got the game, Mark? Okay, that's what's up. Yo, don't listen. Do not fight E3 right now. Don't if you try unless it's a practice. I don't know because I don't have my PS5 yet. Unless it's practice and it don't count on your record, don't face that dude. That dude been playing that game for man long. He gonna beat the brakes off of you, bro. Get your practice on first before you go see him, bro. Yeah, exactly. You gotta practice to get nice. Oh, you ain't been on the late E3? Okay. Yeah, true story. Yeah. I got a chance to play it though. I was at my boys. It's actually not bad. It's not bad, but there are some things about it. But E3 I didn't read all the things you didn't talked about the game. So you know, how much have they improved the game though? Actually, has it made a large amount of increase of improvement, or there's a lot of things they still miss in E3? You let me know if you get a chance to the chat. Uh, you gonna spar me? Oh boy, don't beat on me, man. I'm just an old man at this point. Grits and eggs. Okay, grits and eggs. Okay, golden grits and eggs. With grits, is it sugar or salt or both? Which one you going with, golden? You tell me. They missing a lot. I figured that because I saw you complaining. You like did a patch, right? And you was like, this ain't what I'm asking for. I remember seeing you going off on them. I was cracking up on the low. Yeah, he do make it look easy, Mark. He do. Oh, why he say E3 not like that? Wow, Golden, you talking wild trash already? Okay, but back to the boxing at hand, and the cards are coming up for the rest of January and February, right? We have Clarissa Shields that is going for undisputed at heavyweight. Now her opponent, but Clarissa Shields, she's great. She's a great fighter, and the beautiful thing is, she's going to get a chance to look like possibly face Savannah Marshall again too. Oh, Fury ain't retired, bro. I had to stop what I'm talking about. Salt with some bacon. I'm turkey bacon. I don't be eating regular bacon unless I want my guts to be twisted. But Fury retirement. Mark, Fury to retire like 5 times, bro. If he come back, you gotta pay to play. Give me another 100 million a day. That's what it's gonna come down to. And if he fights, I guess it would be AJ if he does fight, but he might be retired. But we'll see. We'll see. Wow, Golden. Okay, so Mark, you have told me about how, and since we're talking about Clarissa Shields fight, right? Where I said that her divisions are barren and sometimes she can be overbearing, right? But I'm still going to, support her, but just in my way. But I, like when she does what things that I think is cool, because when it comes to the skills, she got skills. There's no doubt about it. The problem for her is just the opponents that she's having to face. It's just, ugh, you know what I mean? Yeah, you right about that, Mark. You right about that. So Golden hopes she loses. She's not going to lose first and foremost. The chick she's facing is 5-0, 42 years old. 2 fights in 4 years. I don't know, bro. But Savannah Marshall, though, you know, that's what I see there. Now, the rematch, I think Clarissa says she wants in the United States, which is fair because she beat Savannah in the backyard. But the money is where Savannah Marshall is, because Savannah Marshall's people generate more money than the people for Shields when it comes to Detroit or wherever she has her fight. That's just the numbers. But we'll see how that plays out. And you're right, Fury and AJ has to happen. It has. You already don't have Wilder and AJ, right? And then to add this, I think that's just one too many. That's just one too many. That's for UK boxing. That has to happen for UK boxing to finish out this heavyweight era. That has to happen for UK boxing. Now, you know, it's not just money too. I guess it's the pecking order. You know, it's the pecking order of everything, because it'll be nice and tidy and neat. That's the one thing about this era when it comes to the heavyweights. You can actually kind of almost tidy and neatly put them, but there's more things to play out, because it's almost over, but there's some things that happen to finish out this era before the next era comes in. So we'll see how the pecking order plays out. But obviously, it's Usyk won, as we know. Now, finishing with Clarissa Shields. Again, I want to see her fight Savannah Marshall. I think she'll beat her again. I think Clarissa Shields is a great fighter. People saying that the people that argue to say she was the fighter of the year, though, I'm like, come on, man. Gabby Fedor fought twice, once. I mean, Clarissa only fought one time and fought against Joanise, which, in comparison, the competition is not quite the same. And she did her undisputed. And that was the inaugural undisputed in her weight class, which is the first time. Yeah, that Gabby gets that. You know what I mean? I can't give it to her just because she's great in beating bums. Well, excuse me, I don't want to say bums because that whoop my butt. Beating lower class tier to her, But hey, I hope her event goes well and she lays down along, gets a knockout, because knockouts sell, and she gonna talk more her shit, and we'll get annoyed. People get annoyed with her. We'll get annoyed with her, but she gonna do what she do. And I've seen some growth in her, but we human beings at the end of the day, man, and she's a great fighter. Period. I just get that competition. We need to see that competition. Stamp that growth by getting much competition, because you can't have a Tank Davis, outlook on competition, but she doesn't. So we cool on that. So the rest of the cards up, we had Keyshawn Davis versus Baranchyk. That is for a title, the WBO. Golden, you still saying there's going to be an upset? I mean, one of these, there's going to be some upsets coming. I just don't think it's going to be that one. Baranchyk versus Keyshawn Davis. Now, this right here is the winner of this fight steps to the next level. We talking unifications and stuff like that. Keyshawn is the betting favorite, especially as good as he looked. But he is fighting a person that's in the weight class, not brought down, not not a little older worn. Keyshawn has looked great, and we brought him along good. And his offensive style is really appealing. But Baranchyk is he come from that school, He come from that school, so you got your Usyks, you got your Lomachenkos, you know what I mean? The history before Klitschko's, them Ukraine brothers them paws be working. They work, and they work well. So you can't sleep on this young man. I say it's a 65-35 in Keyshawn's favor, but yeah. That's going to be a goodie, though. Expect some moments from both sides in that fight. I expect that one to be a really good fight to enjoy. I just saw Top Rank, ESPN. Can we start the main event before 12:30 and 1 o'clock in the morning? A lot of the people that watch boxing content are older. Let's not have them up at 2 o'clock in the morning watching a boxing match. How about starting the main event around 11:30 at worst? Let's try it out. I hope you can do it. That's one thing I'll say. Since PBC was been with Amazon, even though some of the production has looked kind of rinky-dinky times, the timing of the events was really good. did a great job with the timing of the events. But I guess when you're doing less events, it might come a little easier to do so. Um, what's next? What's next? I didn't cover a few cards already. Now before I get to the big boy, we do have Derek Chisora versus Otto Wale. This is crap. Both of these guys have been beaten by multiple, contenders and champions. They solid fighters. It's gonna be a good scrap. Chisora looked good in his last fight. As watch as he, some people think he is, but he just continues to bang on. Yeah. Now the big crescendo. This card is ridiculous from top to bottom. I hope I can remember every fight off the top of my head because I ain't got no notes or nothing. But we got Bivol versus Beterbiev, right? Rematch, first fight. A lot of people thought Bivol won. But if you look at the fight, in my opinion, I thought Beterbiev edged 7-5 because the pressure. He felt the pressure. That means something. But not all some of those punches weren't landing as well. It's just a really close fight. Really, really close fight. For my first time watching it live, I had it a draw. When we played back 7-5 Beterbiev. But yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and call this one, y'all. I'm probably gonna be wrong to watch. I'm gonna go ahead and call this one. This time Beterbiev stops him. This time Beterbiev stops him. But Bivol's the guy that can't do it. But I don't know, man. That's why that's a good fight. Because you just don't know till they get in the ring. We don't know. Then we go down to the card. The next fight is Joseph Parker is taking on Daniel Dubois. The fighter that was, one of the best comebacks for the year. You think about it. Everybody looked at him like he quit versus Usyk, and he turned around, and got multiple stoppages, capping it off with the AJ stoppage. But I'm wondering, is he looking ahead too much? He's out there a lot. He's talking about who he gonna fight next, right? Now I saw him in Parker's exchange, but I think Parker got something for him, bro. I'm going with the upset here, y'all. I think Parker's gonna get to the deep waters, bro. And I think when it gets to the deep waters, is anyone's game. And Parker is slick. Parker is tricky. And Daniel, as good as he looking, his confidence is high. Them deep waters is still them deep waters. But if Triple D lands early, hurts Parker, he has the stamina, unlike Zane, to finish the job though. So I'm keeping that in mind. But I'm going with Parker with the upset though. I'm going with Parker with the upset. Split decision. Yeah. Next fight, Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield, right? Floyd Schofield. Respect to you, young brother. I mean, truth of the matter is, any way you slice it for you, it's a win-win unless you get starched out. Golden. Okay, before I go continue, let me slide back because he said Parker's going to sleep. Okay, I just said Parker can go to sleep, but if Triple D don't land it on him early, then it's gonna get sticky. Yeah, it's gonna get sticky, bro. It's gonna get sticky. But and see, remember what Parker did with Zhang. Zhang hurt him. But he has wherewithal. That will help him in a situation if Daniel lands the punch. He's not gonna do what AJ do. He's gonna take a step back, get himself together, weather the storm, and then, try to execute his plan. He did it, just recently. He dominated your boy Wilder, so he didn't have to do that. But against Zhang, he had to, tighten his ship up. And he's going to have to keep that ship extra tight against Triple D. So he could do it. I mean, we'll see how that prediction plays for you. So Shakur I think Schofield is unorthodox to make the fight fun. And Shakur needs a fun fight, right? one that is aesthetically pleasing to the masses, because skill set wise, the boy got it. He Golden, you knew I was gonna bring it up, bro. And first of all, he's fighting again on BLK Prime, so he's still an active fighter. So he's the topic of conversation. You must deal. You must deal. You must deal with the real. Your boy is back with a warm up versus the dude that walked out of the ring on a job out because he didn't get paid. He felt like he got paid enough. Hey, it is what it is, dog. This is boxing. But yeah, Shakur needs a aesthetically pleasing fight. And I'm not gonna predict a damn thing, but I hope Shakur does get a stoppage. And the same token, Schofield makes it a tough fight for him and lands some good shots, and they actually exchange some good combinations, and they in there tussling a little bit. That's what we need from Shakur. That's what we need. Good fight. Good fight. Because because if you don't, it's just more reasons for Tank to do bullshit. Just more reasons for him to. But I mean, I think even if you're spectacular, it may not make a difference. He's an entertainment boxer until otherwise proven. Fun to watch, but don't expect him to go for the gusto. No CB4. Zhang against Caveat. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's another upset is in the making. The fight is gonna be easy for Core. Most likely, but I just hope there's some action in there. Like, he lands a shot, everybody gets ooh, and then Shakur responds, and I want to fight. I want good boxing, but I want some fighting in there too. I want a little fight. We need some fighting. I need the people to come back around for the brother, And for that to happen, you need boxing with some fighting, not all boxing, because the masses want to see fights. That's just what it is. It's the nature of the game. It's always been, always will, right? But again, Zhang and Caveat, watch out for the upset on that one, y'all. Watch out. I got my eye on it. I got my eye on it. And just so you know, the last Crescendo's cards, the odds on this card, this event, and the fights outside Shakur, and that's the biggest gap. All the other ones, yeah, they kind of close. They kind of close. Them odds ain't far. You know what I mean? No, by the way, Terrence Crawford, Canelo, I saw some odds on it. Them odds is close as shit. That looked like a 53-47 fight based on the odds they got. I had it. I look at it as 55-45 Canelo, honestly, But I'll talk about that another time. I can mention it, but it's not set in stone. But it's something that all of us are basically saying is going down. So it's what it looks like. What other fights is on that card? It's a couple other really. I mean, because the card is from top to bottom is phenomenal. But whatever I don't remember, it is what it is. That is going to be a phenomenal event. Some good boxing coming up, starting February the 25th, going in through the rest of the month. Champy said he got a 90-10 Canelo. I hear you, Champy, but Canelo is still an elder statesman in the boxing game. The Canelo we're watching today is not the Canelo we watched, 7 years ago. Canelo, I still personally have Canelo winning the fight. It's just not easy like you think it is, because skills do pay bills. Size matters, but skills do pay bills. Because if size always was the factor, no one would be able to move up at all and win fights. And Terrence Crawford is good enough. Will he would do it? The world may never. The world may never know. We're going to get a chance to possibly find out. I just think skill set wise, he has some advantages that he can be to utilize, and he's smart enough to. But at some point, he's going to have to be able to take Canelo's shot. And I think that weight is going to help him. Now, for me personally, I think him coming in at 163 is a good idea. But again, against Madronov, weighed at 154, but he came in at 169, y'all. So, and I was talking on E Thriller's show, and people don't be thinking, was it E3 or was it? Yeah, I think it was E3. People don't be thinking, like, if he weighed 169, that's rehydration, right? He walks around a little heavier than that weight automatically because you're busting that, right? And you're not getting all the way back. So he walks around probably 175, you know? So the size is gonna matter, but how much is gonna be the phenomenal question. Phenomenal question. And I think he's just tough, man. And people compare it to Charlo. You're not using a good mind. You're not a good boxing minded dog. We know Charlo when he has strengths. Charlo has a really good jab, right? From fight to fight, he makes a good adjustment, but he doesn't make good in fight adjustments. When he was losing to Harrison, I ain't hearing that bug gonna stop Canelo shit. I'll get back to you in a minute. Go, no, I'll address that in a minute. But when it comes to, see, you made me lose my train of thought. I'm going to that. But if Bud stops Canelo Golden, pick anything of your choice. And this is not even a bet. If it just is me just saying this, and you can timestamp. I don't have a lot of videos, so it's easy to pull up. Anything that you can eat $50 or under on me, bro. Just because if Bud stops Canelo, that's how confident I am that Bud won't be able to stop Canelo. Canelo hasn't even takes the canvas yet. Bud is a sharpshooter. Don't get it twisted. But that pepper that he give Canelo, only he'll knock Canelo out. Nah, nah. He win the fight, but he might even stun him a little bit, but knock him, stop him. I get that at 3% odds for you, dog. And that's why I'm willing to give you a $50 steak dinner or whatever. And that's on me. Straight up. If that happens. Between me and you, Golden, and you ain't got to give me nothing. Because if it happens, I like Bud. So if he does it, I'll be like, oh, snap. Oh, we talk all the time, great Bud. Let me see you. But I respect Canelo. I'm not the giant fan of Canelo, but I respect him. So my respect for him doesn't make me undermine him as much because boxers are going to move strategic when you get to a certain point, right? And he has moved strategic, but he has fought the fights any way you slice it. You know what I mean? And he give you the fights at some point in time. You may not get it exactly when you want it, but you get it though. And the only one we haven't got is Benavidez. Everybody talking about Boo Boo, but I'm gonna be honest. As a professional, I just haven't never rated Boo Boo that high because he never went through the experiences that you needed to go through to be that champion, to have that tested metal. You know what I mean? And that's why I like somebody like Abdullah Mason. I see that for him because he experienced that. That means something. It really does. That tested metal takes you a long way. You know, especially if you are dedicated to your craft. Like to me, I don't think it's gonna do Berlanga or anything or nothing like that. Him surviving Canelo, and celebrating. But I'm just saying. But we here though. Boxing is. I think boxing is not going to be bad. It's going to be a good 2025. Americans, and moaning a little bit, and E3 always gets on me because I be saying, American fans be bitching because we don't run shit no more. We don't run boxing no more, bro. Boxing is global. It's not niche. It's global, or it's a global niche. Oh man, Golden. If he did that, bro, it is it's viral. It's bigger than it's Errol Spence times 4. Okay, times 4. And imagine how frenzied that was. So this would be insane. But if Bud gets stopped though. But the thing is, a lot of us did like Bud and respect Canelo. If he stops Bud, I look at it as you stopped another great fighter, bro. To me, that fight means something. I don't look at it in the same context because when I see, the great ones do this. Bud is a great one, regardless if you like him or not. He's a great one. So some great ones have not succeeded. Some have, some have. Durant has, So it's not out of this realm of possibility. If you're skilled enough, you got enough dog in you, and you're built for it. And hate it or love it, he is. He is. And Canelo and Canelo fans, are we gonna be honest here? That dog in Canelo It's a lot tamer than it used to be. He held Munguia up. The truth of the matter is, what the fuck is Berlanga doing making the 12 rounds? Now you can throw Madronov at, and that's fair. But Madronov is a young, dedicated fighter. I don't see the same traits in a Berlanga. Just being real. And the guy showed an IQ and a thought process to attack somebody in a way that said, I'm gonna do something completely different. And he had some good success. Limited his offense a little too much to give him the victory, but in other words, I'm gonna top it off with this. Virgil Ortiz versus Madronov. Q, thank you. So Golden, if Butch stops Canelo down the road, it's actually Q giving you that steak dinner by proxy. Because when Virgil Ortiz, who is an excellent fighter, but we've seen cracks against Boychuk. Now Boychuk is a dog, but Madronov, this guy can fight herky-jerky defensive or go his normal body head offensive with more volume. That means he can mix the bag, pick his spots. Thank you, Q, in advance. I'm telling you that in E3, I will make sure I send that to you within the next week or two because, I want before the fight, at least a good 2 or 3 weeks before the fight, we're going to make sure you have that. But I just talked a good 37 minutes just talking the sport that I do love, boxing, and I hope you do enjoy boxing as well. Now, again, subscribe to Pro Box, support you get your DAZN app, or just get it for what the fights you want. But you, at this point, if you're a boxing fan, you should have the app. As an American fan, I'll tell you that that's where the sport of boxing is going to be. But I guess I'll do this again sometime. Maybe I'll do a panel and think of some interesting things to talk about. So again, this is Unbiased Brim, Biased Brim, whatever you want to call him, just as long as you know I'm him. Play the game above the rim. God bless you. Keep your fist up. Keep fighting. Boxing is an imitation of life. And that's why we love the sport. God bless.